At the escalator, arrivals. Lower level. Hey!
You're jumping?
This is where the madness kicked off. Jim Jones, Harlem's own El Capo, turned Fort Lauderdale International into a full-blown WWE ring after getting into a wild airport brawl.
Bro.
The clips are crazy. Punches flying, security scrambling, and Jim flipping a man down the escalator like it was a wrestling move gone viral. But here's the twist. People online swear this wasn't random at all. They believe those two men weren't just random strangers. They were sent to press him, and now whispers are spreading that Jim might have already slipped up and revealed who's really pulling the strings.
It's 2 a.m. against me!
You hurt my friend. You fucking hurt my partner.
And this isn't stopping at just one fight. No way. The fallout already has 50 Cent clowning him the next day, Dame Dash digging up old dirt, Kanye West's name being dragged back into the mess, and Jim himself dropping cryptic shots about snitches and industry beefs. This airport throwdown has opened the door to something way bigger, and the consequences are looking heavy.
You boy niggas to jump Dame Dash? Really? Dame Dash, you couldn't fight Dame Dash?
Here's what we know for sure. TMZ dropped the bomb first. Jim was casually riding an escalator when two white dudes suddenly stepped into his space. Words were exchanged, tempers exploded, and within seconds, fists were flying everywhere. One angle even shows Jim body plexing a man straight down the escalator. The second dude wasted no time. He jumped right in, swinging on Jim's head like he was trying to make a name for himself. Security rushed in, scrambling to pull bodies apart. But in the chaos, Jim's voice cut through the noise crystal clear. It's two of them against me. They jumped me. And just like that, the whole terminal froze. People couldn't believe what they were watching. When security finally restrained him, Jim looked furious but unbothered at the same time. Later, he told TMZ, "I was minding my business. They got what they were looking for." Suddenly, this wasn't just an ugly airport scene anymore. It became the hottest headline in hip-hop. What had everyone talking was how cool Jim played it after.
He went to shoot the film with me. I said, cool.
What?
What? I said, I'm flying out to LA tomorrow. We can shoot the 31. That's terms where I'm from. We fight for 31 seconds. I'll kick your ass for 31 seconds. I'll hug you, and then I fly.
Less than 24 hours later, he hit the Miami nightlife like nothing even went down. On Instagram, he was smiling, toasting with fans, and telling everybody, the show must go on. Pull up on me, you dig? We gonna celebrate. Life is life. That's not a man ducking heat. That's a man making a bold statement in front of the world.
You don't got a job, go outside and act like you got a job. Cause sitting inside never got nobody paid but NBA Youngboy. Remember I told you that. I'm out of here. Bow.
But don't let that calm smile fool you. Word on the street is that behind closed doors, Jim was pointing fingers, and not at random nobodies either. Insiders say he's quietly blaming rappers he's had bad blood with for years, and the names circling are messy. Of course, you already know 50 Cent couldn't resist chiming in. The very next day, Fifth posted a hilarious clip of an old man training in the gym with the caption, "Yo, the old man from the airport said he gonna see you, Jimmy. Stop thinking sweet. LOL. Classic 50 Cent right there. Petty, sharp, and straight for the jugular. But here's where the smoke gets real. If you've been around, you already know 50 and Jim's beef runs deep. We're talking back to the G-Unit versus Dipset mixtape wars, all the way to 2018 when Tekashi 6ix9ine dropped Jim's name during his 9-tray testimony in court. Ever since then, 50 hasn't taken his foot off Jim's neck, not for a second. So was 50 just clowning, or was he throwing out a hint that he knows way more than he's letting on? Some fans in the comments swear his timing was too perfect, like he already had the inside scoop on who sent those dudes at Jim. And that's not even the wildest part, because right before this airport brawl, Dame Dash stepped in with a reminder of his own. Dame confirmed Cameron's old story that Jim once tried to have him jumped at his art gallery in front of his own woman. Dame called it the most disrespectful thing I've seen. Fast forward to now, and Jim's the one getting jumped in public, humiliated in front of cameras. It feels like karma circled back and hit him hard. And if you think Dame isn't smirking about this behind closed doors, then you don't know Dame at all. And just when it couldn't get any crazier, Kanye's name pops right back into the mix. Just last year, Jim dropped a bombshell. He claimed Kanye tried to swing on him after accusing Jim of owing him a cool $2 million. Jim even clowned about it online, saying Ye was going off over nothing more than a PDF file. That's the kind of petty drama only this industry can serve. Now, here's where things get murky. Whispers are floating that Kanye's circle, or at least people who still ride with Ye, might have wanted to send Jim a message. Sounds far-fetched? Maybe. But when you remember how Kanye's been on a rampage, calling out rappers, fashion giants, and even entire corporations, suddenly nothing sounds too crazy. Jim hasn't flat out named names, but he's been slick with his shots. On HypeCeleb's stream, he cracked a line. If you don't got a job, go outside and act like you got a job, cause sitting inside never got nobody paid. At first, it sounded like a throwaway joke, but fans caught the shade. They believed Jim was really talking about rappers hiding behind lawyers and snitches instead of handling beef face to face. Some say he hinted that the setup came from camps tied to old enemies, the ones who never forgave him for calling them out in public. Others claim he flat out said certain rappers are hiding behind money and lawyers while sending pawns to do their dirty work, and that's exactly why fans believe this wasn't some random scuffle. It was a message. Jim has a long track record of feuds, and after the airport chaos, people online started piecing it together. They brought up the 6ix9ine trial where Jim's name got dragged into 9 Trey business, the never-ending back and forth with 50 Cent, even those shady whispers about Kanye's camp. Suddenly, the fight isn't just a fight, it's another chapter in a decades-long war between some of hip-hop's most ruthless figures. Meanwhile, Jim kept dropping cryptic subs on social media, adding fuel to the fire. One post read like he was daring anyone watching to try again. Another fan even pointed out that Jim looked too calm afterwards, almost like he already knew who was behind it and wasn't scared at all. When Jim dropped that one chilling line, he knows which rapper sent the goons. The whole internet flipped out. Who was he aiming at? Was it 50, Kanye, or maybe someone even closer to Dipset? That single statement set the rumor mill on fire, and fans started dissecting every word like it was a coded message. Here's why it's explosive. The word snitch in hip-hop is lethal, and Jim's name has already been tangled with it before. Back in court, Tekashi 6ix9ine called Jim a 9 Trey blood and implied he was playing both sides. Jim denied it all, but the whispers never left. Now think about this. If Jim actually told security or cops who set up that airport ambush, the streets won't see it as self-defense. They'll stamp it as snitching, period. And once that label sticks, it's like a scar. You can't ever shake it off. But zoom out, because this is bigger than one ugly brawl. Jim Jones isn't just some random rapper throwing hands at the airport. He's a Harlem vet with history tied to Dipset, Rockefeller, and serious street politics. When someone like Jim gets tested in public, it's a statement that old grudges are alive and kicking. Even in 2025, add in 50's nonstop trolling, Dame Dash smirking about karma, Kanye's $2 million grudge, and whispers of industry setups, and suddenly, this story turns deadly serious. This isn't about clout, it's about survival in a culture where one wrong move can end careers. The internet can't stop arguing about this one. Some fans say Jim held it down, flipping a man on that escalator like it was WrestleMania, pure Harlem energy. Others claim the fact he even got pressed in public makes him look weak, and that split has his name trending non-stop, keeping the drama alive and louder than ever. But here's the part that's got people nervous. Airport fights don't just rack up views, they rack up charges. Sources say Broward County officers are already combing through every second of that footage. And depending on how those two men play it, Jim could actually be facing some serious legal smoke. If he sticks to his story and dares to name who sent those goons, that courtroom could explode into a full-blown circus. And once the feds catch a whiff of blood in the water, you already know. They don't stop at one fight, they start digging into everything. And don't forget, there are already files out there linking Jim's name to 9 Trey, and another high-profile case could drag all of that messy history right back into the spotlight. That's why this airport fight isn't just some viral clip. It's now the wildest hip-hop mystery of the year. Were those men random strangers, or were they sent by rival rappers with old grudges? And if Jim really did drop names to authorities, then the snitch label might stick harder than ever, haunting him for the rest of his career. One thing's clear, this saga is far from finished. The way things are heating up, the next chapter could mean lawsuits, arrests, or something even darker. But I want to hear from you. Was Jim set up by industry enemies, or was it just bad luck on an escalator gone left? Let me know what you think in the comments, because I'm reading everything. And while you're here, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your people, and stay locked in. Because trust me, the next chapter in this story is only gonna get wilder. See you on the next one.